Kashmiri Pandit Conclave is only 2 weeks away, and we are all very excited about it. Firstly, thank you all for your overwhelming support for the conclave. We have been inundated by emails, responses on social media, phone calls. It has been really a privilege to be hosting this conclave in New Delhi on 25th to 26th of February at the Satya Sai Auditorium. We are, of course, honored that Sadhguruji is inaugurating our first session on 25th of February at 9:30 a.m. Now, to host a conclave of such a magnitude means that you have to have a team of dedicated and committed volunteers. And we are privileged at both GKPD and JKVM that we have a team of really dedicated volunteers who have put in their all in the last couple of months. They have worked on this 24/7 because as a community, we are all perfectionists. We want to have the best of the best. And that's what is going to be on display on 25th and 26th of February. So we have a small team here today from the organizing committee. But behind all of us, there's another big team who are supporting us at all levels. It was not possible to invite them all because of restraint of time, but we have got the main organizers here, and I'm going to introduce them to you all. So first of all, I would start with Dilip Matuji. Dilip Matuji is the president of Jammu Kashmir Vichar Manch. He is a well-known community activist for decades. He really needs no more introduction than that because within the community, everybody knows him because of his pioneering work in promoting the culture and heritage of the Kashmiri Pandits. Then we have Utpal Kaulji, again a stalwart in community activism. He is the international and India coordinator of Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora and is the backbone behind this conclave. Then we have Priyatosh Waliji. Priyatosh Waliji is based in Delhi, and he is the chief, he's the in charge of our logistics team. I cannot tell you how much dedication and effort he is putting in. Along with Priyatosh Waliji, we have from the logistics team, we have Deepti Tikuji. Deepti Tikuji is also from Jammu Kashmir Vichar Manch, and also from Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora. She has been helping Priyatoshji for the last few months, and together they have formed a formidable team which is looking after the logistics. Then we have Nirja Kaul Sadhuji. She is our international coordinator for GKPD, and she is looking after the social media part and looking after everything else as well. Last but not the least, we have Dr. Surinder Kaul. He is the co-founder of Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora. He is the brains behind this conclave and also the chief organizer. So I welcome you all, and we will be taking comments as we go. We are on Facebook Live, so please share your comments on Facebook page, and we'll be taking all the questions as we go. Now, like I said, we have been inundated by emails, people asking about the agenda, the flow of the conclave. It has not been possible logistically to reply to every single email. We have got hundreds of emails as of now. That's why we thought we'll have this webinar today. We'll all get together and we'll take questions. So without further ado, I will pass on the mic to Dilip Matuji from Jammu Kashmir Vichar Manch, who will take us through how the conclave is panning out. Thank you, Dilipji.
Namaskar, Marasagni. Welcome. Today we are meeting for a very big event, which I think is event of the decades. For any community to create such an event, it takes decades, and it has taken us also more than a decade to create such an event. The purpose of the event is just to raise the voice, let it be heard, and let us make all powers to understand what Kashmiri Pandits stand for, what they want, and what is their stand vis-a-vis today's present conditions in political and administrative services in J&K and also at the center. इसी चीज को एड्रेस करने के लिए हमने ये वेबिनार एक आज किया कि जिसमें हम सभी लोगों के व्यूज को भी जान सकें एंड आई वुड आल्सो लाइक टू शेयर विद यू ऑल what all we are trying to convey through this conclave. The conclave is basically we are trying to focus on Kashmir and the Kashmiri Hindus. As has already been conveyed to you, Sadhguruji is going to be the chief guest. We will have an opening session with him, which will be followed by, I will give us little glimpses of, I cannot go into the very details because that will take some time. I will give you some glimpses of the program, which is going to happen on 25th and 26th. We are going to be honoring some people who have really done tremendous service towards raising the cause of Kashmiri Pandits, Kashmiri Hindus. And among them is the team of Kashmir Files. And we have decided to honor the complete team of Kashmir Files on the occasion, and we'll be having them with us. And we will be starting after the session with the Sadhguru, we'll be felicitating them. Then we have decided to divide the program into various segments, where we are looking to make some panel discussions and create an opinion about what Kashmiri Pandit actually wants. The first of the such sessions would be the genocide, the 33 years of exodus of Hindus from Kashmir. The second session, which will be followed by this, will be the justice impasse. For years together, we have been seeing in last 32 years, we have tried to reach out to the justice, to the courts, and every time we reached out to them, we found that complete rejection was there. Nobody was prepared to take the issue further. We think this is the high time that we definitely go into the intricacies of the matter, try to understand why do we fail to convey our right plight to the people at power, especially the courts. Then we have also a session which is called Kashmir Calling. So that is way forward what we look to go back to Kashmir. Then we have also a session which is by the influencers. These are the people who are very relevant and create opinions in the masses. And there are some very prominent personalities which will be discussing Kashmir, which will be discussing the opinions of Kashmiri Pandits, which will be trying to bridge the gap that has got created between the administration and the community. This is why the influencer session is there, because they have got a greater access than most of us have. Then we have another session wherein we are trying to interact with our youth, what our youth is looking for, what our youth is looking, what they feel about Kashmir, how they want to get connected to their roots. And to conclude it all, we will have a conclave resolution followed by the press conference, which will be on the other day. That is the Monday, 27th. This is the glimpses which I have tried to give you on the program. The emphasis of the whole program is to convey where and why there is a gap which is widening between the administration and the community. Why does today Kashmiri Pandit, Kashmiri Hindu feel alienated? A nationalist by heart, suffered for 33 years in continuous exile and still not being heard. Justice to bahut dur ki baat hai. We can't even think about justice being delivered. Today, we are in an impasse where we are not even being heard. We would like to get into all those details, and we would like your inputs on how to go about it. Thank you very much. Orzu, namaskar.
Thank you, Dilip ji. Now we'll go to Utpal Kaul ji. Utpal Kaul ji, will you unmute yourself and take us through what the plan is?
नमस्कार शफालिका जी एंड धन्यवाद दिलीप जी ने बड़े सुंदर तरीके से समझाया कि ये जो हमारा कंक्लेव है ग्लोबल कश्मीरी पंडित डायस्पोरा और जेकेयूएम का, बहुत ही सुंदर तरीके से आपने समझाया हम सबको। मैं आम नागरिक को, कश्मीरी हिंदुओं को और भारत की जनता को बताना चाहता हूँ कि कश्मीरी हिंदू, जब से हमारा कश्मीर से एक्सोडस हुआ है, पहले दिन से ही हमने स्ट्रगल शुरू की और हमने सारे दुनिया को बताया कि कश्मीरी हिंदू मानता है कि कश्मीर भारत का अटूट अंग है। कश्मीरी हिंदू धारा 370-35A में विश्वास नहीं करता, लेकिन इसके साथ साथ हम चाहते हैं कि हम अपने घर कैसे जाएं। कश्मीर भारत का अटूट अंग है, सारा कश्मीर भारतीयों का है, लेकिन कश्मीरी हिंदुओं का एक एथनिक ग्रुप है। जैसे गुजरात में गुजरातियों का एथनिक ग्रुप है, महाराष्ट्र, हम सब भारतीय हैं, हम सब मेजॉरिटी भारत में हिंदू हैं, हम एक ही संस्कृति को मानते हैं, लेकिन फिर भी हमारे अपने रीति रिवाज है। और कश्मीरी हिंदू की जो 10 से 15 हजार साल की संस्कृति है, इसको बचाने के लिए, इसको सुदृढ़ करने के लिए हम कश्मीरी हिंदू को कश्मीर में रहना और कश्मीर में बसना बहुत ही जरूरी है। कश्मीरी हिंदू ने पहले दिन से ही, जैसे मैंने निवेदन किया कि हमने 10,000 से ज्यादा पब्लिक रैलीज की, प्रोटेस्ट किए, हमने सेमिनार किए, मंत्रियों से मिले, दुनिया के पार्लियामेंट के मेंबरों से मिले, हम जजों से मिले, हम मीडिया वालों से मिले और अपनी बात कही कि हमारे साथ कैसे नरसंहार, हमारे साथ जेनोसाइड कैसे हुआ। और 32 साल के बाद एक ऐसी फिल्म आ गई जिसने सारे संसार को, सारे राष्ट्र को झंझोर रख लिया, लेकिन पब्लिक मेमोरी बहुत कम समय तक बड़ी शॉर्ट होती है। इसलिए कश्मीर की इस हिंदू की आवाज को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए हम सब ने ये सोचा कि हम एक ग्लोबल कॉन्क्लेव करेंगे और फिर से हम अपनी एक आवाज उठाएंगे, जो आवाज भारत के ऐवान तक, भारत के पार्लियामेंट तक, जम्मू कश्मीर की एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन तक, भारत के राष्ट्रपति, उपराष्ट्रपति और प्रधानमंत्री और होम मिनिस्टर जी के कानों में जाए और वो समझे कि कश्मीरी हिंदू का दर्द क्या है। एक समय था जब हम टेंटू में थे, एक समय था जब हम बच्चों की पढ़ाई के लिए तड़पते थे, नौकरी और रिलीफ के लिए हम मांग करते थे, लेकिन आज वो समय आ गया है कि हमको अब घर की तलाश है। हम तो बहुत एग्जाम्पलें देते हैं कि जीव लोग 2000 साल के बाद वो अपने घर को वापस चले गए, लेकिन हमारे पास वो समय नहीं है। हम इसी जीवन में जल्द से जल्द हम कश्मीर जाना चाहते हैं क्योंकि वो हमारा घर है और अपने मान्यता के हिसाब से जाना चाहते हैं, जैसे कश्मीरी हिंदू समझता है कि वो ठीक कैसे रहे वहां पर। इसलिए इन सब बातों के लिए मैं बहुत आभारी हूं जो संसार भर में से कश्मीरी हिंदू और हमारे जो हितैषी हैं, अमेरिका से, यूरोप, इंग्लैंड से, जर्मनी से, ऑस्ट्रेलिया से, मिडल ईस्ट से जो इस कॉन्क्लेव में आ रहे हैं और भारत के विभिन्न प्रदेशों से आ रहे, मैं उन सब का आभारी हूं। आई एम पर्सनली थैंकफुल टू ऑल दोज डेलीगेट्स who are joining us and supporting this great movement of Kashmiri Hindus It's a struggle which is going on for centuries, but particularly after Exodus of 8990, we will go on fighting till our last breath and till we achieve our goal of going back to our homeland and ruling that and making that one of the best places with peace and prosperity. I thank you all, and I want you come and suggest your things. You can just ask here on Facebook questions so that Dr. Surenderji and others can answer all those questions. Please support your movement. This struggle, which is launched by Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora and Jammu Kashmir, which are much, is struggle of Kashmiri Hindus. It is struggle of India to achieve the peace, prosperity of our community inside Kashmir. Thank you very much. Bahut bahut dhanyawad.
Thank you, Utpalji. That was very inspiring. Now we are, after that introduction, we are going to talk about the logistics of the 2 days. Now, like I said, conclave of such magnitude needs a team of dedicated people who are going to work 24/7 on the logistics, because there are a lot of different pieces that need to be put together, especially as we are having some very prominent people, both from the community and outside the community attending. We are fortunate to have our 2 logistics leads, Priyatosh Waliji and Deepti Tikuji, who have been working in tandem for the last few weeks or months, I would say, to make sure that everybody is comfortable on the day and the process goes through seamlessly. So I would first like to introduce Priyatosh Waliji to take us through the logistics of the 2 days. Thank you, Priyatosh ji.
Namaskar, everybody. First of all, it's a privilege and honor to be getting associated with such a historic event, which is organized by Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora and Jammu Kashmir Vichar Manch. And I am really blessed to have a great team who's behind the scene working 24/7 to make this historic event a great success. As Shefalika ji said, there are lots and lots of elements which are involved in this for conducting it smoothly. We are starting on 25th at 8 a.m. in terms of the registration, and we want to finish the registration by 9 a.m. so that everybody is seated by 9 a.m. in the auditorium. This auditorium has a capacity of 520 people, where the current infrastructure is good enough. Having said that, it is now we are being blessed to have the event started, inaugurated by Sadhguruji. So it is requiring lots and lots of interaction to make the first 2 hours of that blissful inauguration a grand success with presence of Sadhguru. So Isha Foundation, the team which is based out of Coimbatore, and their people who are based out of Delhi are being interacted almost on a daily basis to ensure that we don't slip on any front. So the event has been already designed from a minute-to-minute basis as to what time Sadhguruji will arrive, what time will he be respected with the reception at the gate, coming back into the auditorium. Then the sequencing of everything is being detailed. Extent that what kind of lighting is to be used, what kind of sound system is to be used, camera positioning. So all those detailing have gone behind, are being worked upon as we talk to make this event one of the greatest events, even for Isha Foundation and certainly for us. So as I said, by 9 it has to be ensured, and that's a request to all of you that you will have to be seated by 9, so that the entire process of registration from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., which Deepti ji will take us through, has to be ensured that we need your support fully to make it a success. We have already got the view, all of you have got the view from Dilip ji and Utpal ji in terms of sequencing of the event, and everything has been worked minute by minute, and we all will need that support, that we don't falter on the timelines, we don't falter on any of the aspects in terms of ensuring that we make it a grand success. That is from my side at this stage. Shafalika ji.
Thank you, Priyatosh. I think we lost your video for a while, but that's fine. Deepti, do you want to carry on with that? Deepti has been working 24/7 on the delegate registrations, which is a very, very time-consuming and a very skilled task. But as we said, we are lucky to have her. Deepti, do you want to go through the registration and other process?
Yes, thank you, Shafalika ji, first of all. Namaskar. I, Deepti Tikku, on behalf of the GKPD and JKVM Parivar, I'm glad to announce that the registration for this monumental event has shown a very good response so far. So I simply want to bring to your notice certain quick points. Firstly, all those who want to be a part of this huge event are most welcome. All those who have not registered yet, they are still welcome, but are requested to get registered at the earliest. Secondly, the entry at the venue will strictly be on the basis of the registration numbers that have been and shall be allocated to all the delegates. Third, all the registered delegates, guests, panelists, media personnel are requested to carry their ID proofs for the security purposes to the venue. Fourth, all the registered delegates are requested to reach the venue in between 8 and 9 a.m. and collect their entry tags with the registration numbers from the help desks that would be installed there at the entrance. Next, all the revered delegates and guests are requested to be seated in the auditorium latest by 9:15 a.m. so that they can enjoy the inaugural address by Sadhguru at 9:30 a.m. Next, all the non-registered lot, a very important point to note, please, all the non-registered lot who haven't registered and who will not register for this, kindly, very humbly, I'm putting across this point, kindly don't show up at that moment, just to avoid any confusion and chaos. Next, I am very happy to say that our volunteer team would be glad to help you there at the venue in case of any assistance required. Your patience and cooperation is highly solicited at the venue to make this whole process a smooth and a peaceful one. And I hope, and I'm really sure that with your kind cooperation, we will be able to make this event a memorable one. Thank you so much. This is it from my side. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you, Deepti ji. We are awaiting for some questions, but in the meantime, versus Sochat Kichu Kashir Conclave, Ashinikaran Kashir Poetkat, I will request my sister Nirja Kul Sadhuji. Kashir Poetkara discussion, yeah, will be really nice.
Yes, thank you, Shafalika. Of course. Ye asan dohoy shikayat ki es kez chine kashir put kat karan. Ashuk seta kashir put kat karan gairite te pairite. Magar کیازِ کہِ یہِ چھُ گلوبل ایونٹ تہٕ بیٚیہِ یِم تہِ اَسہِ وٕچھن وٲلۍ چھِ تِم چھِ سٲری الگ الگ مُلکن منٛز روزان تِمن آڈینسن ریٖچ آوُٹ کرنہٕ خٲطرٕ چھُ اَسہِ پیٚوان اکھ کامن لینگویج یوٗز کَرٕنۍ یۄس انگریز چھِ دلیٖپ جی اُتپل جی پریتوش جی دیپتی جی یِمو کوٚر پنُن پنُن یُس زن یتھ یِم ہیلپ چھِ کران یِمو ووٚن کیاہ چھُ کانکلیوُک مقصد کیاہ چھُ أسۍ کیازِ چھِ میلان اتھ کانکلیوس منٛز یُس زن اَسہِ یوٗتاہ اوور ویلمنگ ریسپانس آو أسۍ چھِ کوٗشش کران کہِ اَسہِ گٔژھ بیٚیہِ تھوڑا کیپیسٹی ہالس منٛز گژھٕنۍ یُس زن أسۍ زن لاسٹ مِنٹ رجسٹریشن اگر کانٛہہ یی سُہ ہٮ۪کون أسۍ ایکامڈیٹ کٔرِتھ أسۍ کرو نہٕ منا کٲنٛسہِ مگر رجسٹریشن چھِ سٮ۪ٹھاہ امپارٹنٹ کیازِ کہِ تمہِ سۭتۍ چھُ أسۍ تہِ روزو تمہِ سۭتۍ اویر کہِ یہِ نفر چھُ یِنہٕ وول اَسہِ چھُ تٔمۍ سٕنٛدِ خٲطرٕ سیٖٹ ارینج کَرٕنۍ تہٕ تۄہہِ تہِ گژھوٕ نہٕ کانٛہہ پریشٲنی سُہ پریشٲنی ایوایڈ کرنہٕ خٲطرٕ چھِ أسۍ رِکویسٹ سارنٕے کران کہِ اگر تُہۍ انٹرسٹڈ چھِو وُنہِ تہِ چھُ وقت أسۍ کرو کوٗشش ایکامڈیٹ کرنٕچ تُہۍ بٔرِو مگر یہِ ڈیلیگیٹ فارم چھُ اَسہِ سوٗزمُت سارنٕے گروپسن منٛز فیس بُکس پٮ۪ٹھ ہر کُنہِ جایہِ سوشل میڈیاہس پٮ۪ٹھ پٔرسنلی تہِ تُہۍ اگر رِکویسٹ تہِ اَسہِ سوٗزِو أسۍ چھِ پٔرسنلی تہِ سُہ سوزان ای میل تھروٗ سوشل میڈیا تھروٗ مگر رجسٹر کرُن چھُ سٮ۪ٹھاہ سٮ۪ٹھاہ ضروٗری یہِ اِوینٹ چھُ سانہِ خٲطرٕ سٮ۪ٹھاہ بوٚڑ سارنٕے سٮ۪ٹھاہ سٮ۪ٹھاہ مُلکو پٮ۪ٹھ یِن ڈیلِگیٹس تِم کرن اٹینڈ تہِ تہٕ یِم نہٕ ہٮ۪کن یِن تِم کرن واچ تہِ اَسہِ کیازِ کہِ یہِ چھُ سورُے فیس بُک لایِو گژھِ الگ الگ میٖڈیمن سۭتۍ واتہِ یہِ سارنٕے لوٗکن یہِ چھُنہٕ صرف سانہِ خٲطرٕ اَسہِ چھُ واریاہ پروٹیسٹ کٔرمٕتۍ واریاہ میمورنڈم دِتمٕتۍ واریاہن جاین چھِ اَسہِ پنُن زُو ژوٚٹمُت مگر تمیُک یُس زن حٲصِل چھُ سُہ چھُ یہِ کہِ أسۍ چھِ ہمیشہِ اِگنور یِوان کرنہٕ اَسہِ چھُنہٕ سون چھُنہٕ ریٖچ چھُنہٕ جسٹس چھُنہٕ یِم زن وِکٹم فیملیٖز چھِ تِم چھِ وُنہِ تہِ ترسان کہِ تِمن تِہنٛدٮ۪ن یِم زن شہیٖد گٔے یِم زن مارٹیٲرٕس گٔے تِمن گوٚژھ کینٛہہ کلوجر میلُن سُہ تہِ چھُنہٕ میلان تو یہِ سورُے یُس زن أسۍ یہِ آرگنایز چھِ کران کانکلیو یہِ چھُنہٕ خٲلی أسۍ چھِ صرف اکھ فیسلٹیٹر أسۍ چھِ خٲلی اکھ میٖڈیم اکھ مادھیم مگر چھُ یہِ تُہُنٛد کانکلیو یہِ چھُ سارنٕے اَسہِ سارنٕے میٖلِتھ یہِ کرُن یہِ سکسیسفُل بناوٕنۍ تہٕ پنٕنۍ کتھ چھِ واتناوٕنۍ اَسہِ تِمن لوٗکن یِم زن ایڈمنسٹریشن ہیڈ چھِ کران یِم زن جسٹس سسٹم ہیڈ چھِ کران تاکہِ سون یُس زن 33 ؤرین ہُنٛد یہِ سنگرش چھُنہٕ معموٗلی اَسہِ گٔے 2 جنریشن مۄکلے سٲنۍ جنریشن چھِ یۄس وٕنکیٚس تہِ اتھ سنگرشس منٛز چھِ یِم زن سٲنۍ بچہِ چھِ سٲنۍ آگے کی جنریشن چھِ تِم تہِ کرن سفر کیازِ کہِ سون یوٗتاہ زن یہِ بیگیج چھُ یہِ چھُ تِمن تانۍ تہِ واتان تِمو چھُنہٕ وُنیُک تانۍ کٔشیٖرِ وٕچھمُت تِم چھِنہٕ گٔمٕتۍ تِمو چھُنہٕ سُہ فیٖل کوٚرمُت یُس زن تِمن أسۍ دۄہ کھۄتہٕ دۄہ ونان چھِ سو اسلیے چھُ میانہِ طرفہٕ چھُ سارنٕے آگرہ کہِ تُہۍ یِیِو تُہۍ کٔرِو اَتھ منٛز پارٹِسِپیٹ اگر تۄہہِ کانٛہہ سوال چھُ تۄہہِ کانٛہہ کنفیوٗجن چھُ تۄہہِ چھُ باسان کہِ کینٛہہ سجیشن چھُ تۄہہِ کہِ یہِ گژھِ اِنکلوٗڈ کرُن پلیٖز تُہۍ ؤنِو اَسہِ یہِ آپ کا کنکلیو ہے یہ آپ کا ایونٹ ہے اور اس کو آپ ہی ہمیں بتائیں گے کیسے کرنا ہم صرف فیسیلیٹیٹ کر رہے ہیں اس کو اور آپ کی طرف سے جو ہماری جو ریکویسٹ ہے ہماری جو ریکویسٹ نہیں ڈیمانڈ ہے ہمارا جو رائٹ ہے وہ ہم کو ملے اس کی وجہ سے یہ کانکلیو اَسہِ آرگنائز کوٚرمُت سو that is about it for me. I wasn't prepared, but thank you so much. Thanks for
Thank you so much. Make sure ek cheez bhi add karun ki on 26th of February, Jammu Kashmir Vichar Manch, who have been for decades pioneering our culture and heritage, hosting events. And I cannot tell you the amount of effort that has gone in, and they have trained our next generation. There's a lot of small children who are singing in Kashmir. So next day on the 26th of February, as part of the Herath Mahotsav celebration, ashe variya shur involved karmit yim kashir part given bhajan and other songs. So that is part of our session for promoting our culture and heritage, and of course our language. So on that note, I would like to ask Dr. Surinder Kaul to say a few words. Dr. Kaul.
Okay. Namaskar, Sarni. just few points. Everything has been said, as Nija ji and Dilip ji and Utpal ji has already emphasized that this conclave is of our community. Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora and Jammu and Kashmir Manch, Vichar Manch, is facilitating this conclave on behalf of the community. And in all responsibility and transparency, we wanted to share the details of this conclave with you and solicit your suggestions. I know there are always ups and downs. 33 years we have seen how our community has been used. And we have seen abundance of lip sympathy from the political spectrum coming to us, but unfortunately it has lacked actions. There is a feeling that there has been no engagement process, not 1 year, 2 years, persistently for so many years. We are not aware about the plan. Is there any plan for us? Every year in election manifesto, during elections, we see that Kashmiri Pandit's return will be the priority. But where are we on that? So there's a huge disconnect between what is being shared and what is being done. We fear that our imprints of being the stakeholders is being whitewashed by every passing year. Now, with whole responsibility, Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora, along with Jammu Kashmir Vichar Manch, will continue to hammer the community issues, not only in India, but worldwide. The whole community will feel very happy to see that various lawmakers globally will be part of this conclave. They will watch it. They have sent messages for the souvenir, whether it is the member parliament from Scotland, whether it's a member parliament from UK, whether they are congressmen. They are all with us. Indians are all with us. But it took the Kashmir files to awaken the conscience of India and global citizens. But unfortunately, the corridors of power, it is not raising their conscience. And this conclave is perhaps in that direction to raise the conscience of the corridors of power. So I request every member of the community to take ownership of this conclave. And I feel extremely happy to report that there has been overwhelming response to this conclave by our community. We have kept a nominal fee for registration. The purpose of keeping that fee was not to make money, but the purpose of keeping that fee is to take ownership, have a discipline that you contribute towards all this conclave. So we are sort of redefining, and we are immensely thankful to donors who have donated. And that is the level of trust. That is the level of that people have in us. And we are immensely thankful to all our donors. Now, as Priyatosh ji and Dipti ji has already conveyed that there is a overwhelming response. We are almost full, but we are trying to accommodate capacity, increasing the capacity so that any request that is received, we are able to accommodate. I would re-emphasize that please, if you have not registered, please don't show up. It is very meticulously planned conclave where everything has been locked. Who is going to speak what time? Everything, all the nitty-gritties have been locked just 2 weeks ago. but we will continue to accommodate each one of you, sticking to the norms and guidelines of this conclave. You know, all the registrants who are there, and know it's a day-long conclave, 2 days. So you will be served with tea, you will be served with lunch, you will be served with high tea. So there is no issue about food. Please do not bring outside food to the conclave. You have a dedicated team of volunteers, and they will be identified by their t-shirts. They will be wearing a saffron color t-shirts with a logo. And if anyone needs any help, please do approach them. It is requested that during the event, this is, you know, in our events, we usually call ministers, we usually call cabinet ministers to inaugurate this session. But having seen last years how things are there, so the minister comes, will speak some good words of sympathy as always, but lacks action. So we are disappointed. There's no doubt about it. That's why we are going through the spiritual route. So Sadhguru, we are immensely thankful to him that he will be coming and sharing his pearls of wisdom, the spirituality. It is a saying that when all doors are shut, let us go towards spirituality. And it is the power of spirituality that our community, despite all hostilities and generational genocides, emerged out of 11 families. So when all doors are shut, let us work it out. We will make efforts. We will we will fail, but we will not remain doing nothing. We will make best efforts. And I request all community members, you have suffered for 33 years. You have contributed immensely to the country, wherever you are. And you should have trust in yourself. And that is the trust, that is the image we'll be carrying through this conclave about the tenets, about the image of our community, and be part of it. And to contribute, not monetarily, but with your thing. We have the capacity to move mountains, and always think very big. Let's try to come out of this mohalla politics, the daily Excel chair politics. Let us think very, very big. You have friends, you have global friends, you have sympathy in abundance, but let us utilize that in the best possible way. It's our forefathers who have carried us, who have taken care of us despite all hostilities. We are the descendants of Kashyap, and we need to control and take control of things. With this, if there are any questions, Shafalika ji, I'll be more than happy to answer those questions. And the purpose of this was to open up if there are any concerns, any questions, because I see something brings it to my attention, somebody, some group comes out, what are they doing? What are they doing? But having said that, there is one area of resolution, and the basis of that resolution will be a consensus document that we had done in 2018, has been signed by all mainstream organizations, and that will be the resolution and the way forward. There will be some little bit of, because since then some things have changed, we will make certain corrections which are appropriate to current situation of our community, and that will be shared by with the government. So with that, if there are any questions, I'll be happy to take those questions.
Thank you, Surendraji. Thank you very much for that. As you rightly said, doing nothing is not an option anymore. I would request Priyatosh Waliji to come back on screen for a minute because there was something he wanted to say about the logistics part.
Yeah, a couple of things. The starting being the comfort to people who come, and there is a valet which has been arranged. So being a Saturday, Sunday, parking shouldn't be a major issue, but still we have ensured that we have a good infrastructure to support the parking pieces to back, and I'm reiterating that point. The events are back to back. The scheduling of the entire piece has to be meticulously supported also by all of you, and we'll really urge, because we have also arranged a kosher sal as for both days. So making sure that 500 people plus are there, and there is a time slot available of 1 hour for people to go back and attend the next session. That will be the request which is being made on the platform at this stage itself, to ensure that we really focus. Thank you.
Thank you, Priyatosh ji. While we are taking some questions, I would just quickly want to add that we will be releasing a historic souvenir at the conclave. The souvenir will have articles from well-known authors from our community, and it will really be a collector's item. We will distribute it on the day and after that also. So please feel free to ask us about the souvenir while you're at the conclave. Now, we've had a lot of positive comments on Facebook, lot of enthusiasm from across the community, which is really good to know. Because like Nirja Kul Sadhu earlier said, we are just the catalysts, we are just the madhyam. It is a conclave by the community, for the community, and of the community. I think, Nirja Didi, are there any questions which we would like to take? But I think most of the questions have been answered, I think. Because what we had from emails was people wanted to know what the flow of the conclave was which Dipti ji and Priyatosh ji have touched on, and Surinder ji as well. Yeah, there is a lot of enthusiasm for the Shivratri session we are having on the 26th, where, like I said, a lot of our community children will be participating. Of course, they are the generation next, and they will be carrying the baton forward. So we'll hear a lot of Kashmiri bhajans and songs as part of the bhajan sandhya. Nija, do you want to add anything based on?
I see there, Shafalka ji, I don't know whether it is a relevant question. Somebody has asked that kindly speak what was discussed with Amit Shah last time you met. Ashok Manoti ji, namaskar. Yeah, this meeting had happened 3 years ago, and I was fortunate enough to be part of that meeting. And our delegation, comprising of Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora, Jammu Kashmir Vichar Manch, All India Kashmiri Samaj, was part of that meet. We had a very interactive session for about 1 hour. We had apprised about what as a community we want. We had shared that memorandum with him, and that is what we discussed with him and brought to his attention all these things that community aspires for. So that is what we had conveyed.
Thank
so
you,
any
Surinder.
other questions?
Actually, there are none, except for people expressing what they feel about the community issues. I don't see a question, because we were, while Shafalika and me, we were practically trying to answer everyone who sent us an email or messaged us on Facebook or other social media. But we felt that if there are questions coming through, there might be more people who want us to share the details and nitty-gritty of the little things that they would be wanting to know prior to coming to the conclave. So we thought we should facilitate that and come across and expect more questions. But I don't see any question, except for obviously people expressing their feelings about the Kashmir issue or our Kashmiri Pandit issue. So
one more question is coming from Madhu Rana Pandey. Considering Sadhguru is doing opening remarks, can we actually have a Mahashivratri event like that at Valley as well, wherein we can be there with same enthusiasm? It's a very good question, actually. Uh, by the way, I just wanted to share that we wanted to do this conclave in Kashmir. We wanted to do this conclave because that is our ground zero. However, because of the COVID situation and because of the targeted killings, frankly speaking, we didn't want to do that so that tomorrow God forbid, something happens after that, we will be told that it was because of you that this thing has happened. Having said that, yes, our next programs will be focused more in Kashmir. And, one of the programs that we wanted to do that was around the COVID, prior to COVID, was a heritage tour to Kashmir, wherein globally we would have gone around 1, 2,000, 3,000 people to Kashmir, and especially our youth taken to the symbols of our civilization. That basically we had started that thing, but unfortunately the COVID set in. But now, if the COVID situation improves and everything, which seems to be doing well, our next programs will be focused on Kashmir, and that will be the ground zero. We'll continue to strike that. Yes. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Surendraji. I think we are coming towards the end. We'll hold on for next 5-10 minutes. But I think the key message as of now, or please, as of now, are please keep registering. We have opened up a few more places. The second important point is do not come uninvited or without registering. We do not want to be in a position where we have to turn someone.
Okay,
away.
one more question. One more
Yes.
question is coming
Okay.
from Rajinder
Okay.
Rajdanji.
Mhm.
Does global diaspora endorse Amit Shah views about resetting KPs in 10 districts? We have no control on what minister will say, what anybody will say, but we can speak for ourselves that what we want. And he was given that what we want, that was based on our one place settlement, which was a consensus demand that was given to him. So the question is, we don't have control on what ministers say, but we have control on ourselves, what we convey. So I think that should answer the question.
Yes, I mean, there is a lot of skepticism as well, but we have to keep doing, we have to keep moving. We cannot just be static, because the option of not doing anything is not there for most of us anyway. So yeah, so I was going through the key messages. We do not want to be in the unfortunate position of having to ask someone to leave on the day. That will be really sad. So please do register, and please get your IDs on the day. And the last key message, of course, is that it is going to be a historic conclave. We can assure you that. So please do attend. If you want to volunteer, please send an email on kpglobaldiaspora@gmail.com, and we will respond back to you.
One last question I would like to take, because I see that Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora is a spokesperson of the government. I see that all the time. They are subversives. They are, for their information, they should do some research rather than themselves looking like stupids. We have unequivocally condemned the Lieutenant Governor of UT of J&K. If you don't want to do that research, go look at the media, the strongest statements that we have conveyed about the Lieutenant Governor after he tried to make statements that our ethnic cleansing and genocide is a law and order issue. Number one. Number two, we have already on record talked about it, that the litmus test of the government will be once they are able to re-establish the civilization back in the valley. So for those who are trying to get this propaganda and nonsensical things, I wish you use your energy towards community. Don't be disruptive. Don't be divisive. Otherwise, it is reflecting very, very poorly on you. And that's why we think big. We will continue to think big. You either be part of that or then otherwise enjoy your isolation. That's all I can say at that time. So let us continue and let's bring closer to this event.
Yes, thank you. I think we are just nearing the end. I would like Dilip ji to say a few words, and then Utpal ji to end. Dilip ji, when you are.
Yeah, actually, as you rightly said, this is the program by the community for the community. And we should look at it at that way. It is not that Jammu Kashmir Vichar Manch or GKPD is doing for its own interest or they have something to gain out of it. It is for the community to reach out, to make ourselves heard very correctly without inhibitions, without any adjectives. Ashmara Sarini Pankas, Timanta Vatanami, Yemen as son bozan chikihin. Doitru Variga Prara Nastai, Hikanat Kansat Kansi Sun Kat Samaj. As time Basos Yutuki, Timanchi Tutu Pataki uses geographical condition Kashirin, Tutush Timan Samijavan. Tamizad Chuntiman Kosher Bata Kunjai Na Zorot Basan, Nachitamiska Hemiet Testim Divan. Kushish Kirto, Exi Naiver Levinto, Aki Razbeg Reto, Shadma Mail Astika Manzel Panin, Shadma Esterato Akvat, Yemsi Desip, you say Yiti how Tetra Havere struggle with Karan. So Paninja uses Ramuch, Sama Melis Vapas. Also,
Thank
I
you.
wish
Thank you.
everybody to be joining us on that day with all fervor. Thank you.
Thank you, Dilip ji. And now at the end, we will go to Utpal ji. Utpal ji, I have to say something about you. There are you have been facing so much criticism. People say a lot of things to you, and you are a very, very patient man. But I would really like to say something that Utpal ji has decades of community work behind him. People might criticize him or say whatever about you, but we who have known him for decades know what it is all about. We are proud to have Utpal ji as our international and India coordinator, the backbone of Global Kashmiri Pandit diaspora in India. But being a community activist, I know that being one, you have to face a lot of criticism and sarcastic remarks, which you are facing day in and day out. So over to you, Utpal ji. Utpal ji, we can't hear you.
He's unmuted.
Mic on.
It is on. His mic is on. I think he's.
We can't hear you, Utpal ji.
Shah, Bozan. Is okay now?
Anmara.
Buchus, Yimzan Mian Sari, Dost, Mutlak Vananchi, Timchi Avkatra Vananki, Memans Asan Ki Galti, Yimchimia Kadan Galti, Bushus, I'm Katra Seta Jadu Kosh, Bushus Ibon Shukriada Karan, the Yimakan me Kunti Vaktan Minute, Yimchu Yimchimia Mobat Karan, Yimanchu Hak me Vanas. The Bushus ye Winkias, ye platform, ye Facebook Live Karan use, Ki Bukari Yim Sari Karak invite. तो बुशुस करान just पढ़ने कश्मीरी पंडित community ही leadership so I say खोसा सब छु जेमिस मंजरथन कश्मीरी सभा जम्मू पनुन कश्मीर संजीवनी शारदा केंद्र भगवान गोपीनाथ जी ट्रस्ट यूथ फॉर ऑल इंडिया कश्मीरी समाज ऑल इंडिया कश्मीरी समाज कश्मीर समटी तो बेते यम ते ऑर्गेनाइजेशन सारे तिहद लीडरशिप दपान अस करू सपोर्ट यीव यकजा मिलत करो कम क्या एट द एंड ऑफ द डे यूनाइटेड वी स्टैंड डिवाइडेड वी फॉल एंड हेको अख सुन अथ रटित अकिस सत कत बात तो हेको माज वापस गसित असल पट रूजित बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद नमस्कार.
Thank you, Utpal ji. Thank you very much. We are coming to the end of today's session. Anyone wants to say a couple of words? Surinder ji, did you want to say something? And then we'll close the session. Thank you.
No, I can say only one thing is that Utpalji said that, we are yearning to see basically bring the community together. We have always worked hard. We have kept ourselves towards the back and let prominent people come to the front. And we have achieved that to a lot more extent, leaving aside one or two groups here and there. By and large, we have a unity of purpose and we are moving ahead. And you will see that in this conclave, you will see that GKPD will be back, but the prominent people who have worked for the community will be in the front. That is the seva. That is the seva bhav that we will get the community to see by themselves. And this is very, very important to bridge, to bring the whole community together. Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora is not an organization. We don't have even an account number. It is a civil society. This is the power of the common person. These are the things being done by common people. And of course, with mainstream organizations. So that is the message. One community, one demand, powerful impact, a very, very powerful impact, and then bridging with non-Kashmiri Pandit communities. As you know that Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora has been the initiator, the logistic partner, the research partner of the Kashmir Files. And how these common people all around the globe created a revolution. This is an inspiration. And we will build that forward. We will take this message forward because we believe in what we say. That's all.
Thank you, Surendraji. On that note, we will close today's session. Thank you all for joining, and we hope to see you on the day, 25th of February. Please do come early, do come at 8:30 because we will have time for registrations. That will take some time as well. So on that note, namaskar and see you soon.
Namaskar, Sani.
Namaskar. Thanks for your time. Looking forward to the historic convention. We'll see you there. Namaskar.